if you are to be part of the organization soon. So let's start. So first, the basic function of the police officer is patrol or patrolling the area. So what is patrol? So patrol is derived from the French word patrouiller, meaning that is to travel on foot. So the only form of police service which directly attempts to eliminate desire, opportunity of an individual to commit misconduct. So this is the only form of police service which directly attempts to eliminate desire, opportunity of an individual to commit misconduct. So why do you think so? This duty of a police officer in patrolling the area eliminates the desire or the opportunity of the police officer, or it deters the would-be criminals to commit crime because they have their assumption, the perception that police can be or mahadlok mo sa police ba, because that is the one of the kanang gipako sa tong ginikanan bitaw nga ay na may police dagan kay basig dakpon mo. So that is one of the perceptions why patrolling or patrol is the best way to eliminate the commission of crime. So patrol is also the backbone of the police organization. It provides basic police services. So it is also the only division that performs without fail around the clock or 24 hours duty. So 24 hours duty ang patrol. So what are the types of patrol? So there are many types of patrol that can be used to explain or used to identify police officers who are visible in the area. Diba? What is police officer being visible in the area? So we call that police visibility or police omnipresence. Okay? So what are now the types of patrol? So types of patrol, first we have beat patrol, foot or bicycle. So beat patrol can be used using your foot or bicycle patrol. So what is now beat patrol? So beat patrol, perhaps the most effective, as the police officers are able to interact directly with the local population. So it restricted to a small area, as the police will need to be able to return to their base on completion of the patrol. So one of the most effective, as the police officers are able to interact directly with the local population. So example for this, the police officers are conducting beat patrol or foot patrol in the Divisoria area, where crowded space or crowded people are in the areas. In order to deter those criminal minds who will commit pickpocketing or kanamang snatch or whatsoever, so the police officers is visible or will be visible to the area. So that being visible in the area is called beat patrol using your foot, because Divisoria before or Divisoria now cannot be entered with an automobile or motorcycle because of the crowded space, okay, and limited space only. So the best way to conduct patrol is through foot, okay. Bicycle patrol is also useful, but I think it's not applicable in our country. This is applicable in countries like Japan. They are mostly using bicycles to patrol the area. Next, types of patrol, we have vehicle patrol. So it gives the patrol the ability to travel further and cover one ground. So vehicle patrol can be classified into two. We can use the automobile and the motorcycle patrol. So the most easiest way to conduct patrol is through vehicle. It's either through motorcycle or through automobile. So the best nga inyong, no, not the best, the common way to conduct patrol kanang base sa inyong nakitaan, obserbahan, is through the automobile patrol. Next type of patrol, we have air patrols. less common in peacekeeping missions due to restricted amount of air facilities. However, drones, remote-controlled pilotless aircraft, or helicopters can be used. So, air patrols is also applicable to those areas wherein there is no limited air facilities. So, you can utilize the drone. Diba, ang drone kay naay camera. So, you may use that or you may utilize that in order to patrol the area. Or the pilotless aircraft or helicopters can be used. I know you are, growing up, you are fond of watching American movies like Gira-Gira, diba? So, this type of air patrol is commonly used especially if they are going to patrol the area wherein they cannot enter the opponent's place. So they use or they utilize drone or pilotless aircraft. Next, water patrols. In areas along a sea coast or major waterway, water patrols can be used both to check on areas difficult to access and to deter riverborne criminal activity or piracy. So, water patrols is also important, especially in our province, diba? As the latest news that we heard during the pandemic, that people in the nearby provinces is illegally entering our province. So that water patrol conducted by the Coast Guard, the Maritime, the PNP Maritime Group, and those auxiliary forces who are near the bodies of water along our province. So that is one of the use of water patrols wherein you can deny access or entry in the province by the use of the bodies of water. Next, in certain areas and climates, special patrols may render necessary the use of animals such as horses, camels, or donkeys. So there are certain areas now that is applicable that you may use special patrols like using animals. So if an automobile patrol is not useful on the area, so you may use a special patrol like the horses. And in the same perspective, in cold climates, the use of skis, snowshoes, or snowmobiles may be most appropriate. So in the countries where snow is very common or snow is happening, so in order for that area to be patrolled, so a special patrol will be used. That is again with the use of skis, snowshoes, or snowmobiles. So if dili applicable ang atong automobile, you may use the special patrol. So next primary police duty of a police officer is traffic. So refers to the movement of persons, goods, and vehicles either powered by animals or animal-drawn vehicles or by combustion system from one place to another. So for the purpose of safe travel. So what is traffic management? So traffic management is an executive function which includes planning, organizing, directing, supervising, coordinating agencies having responsibilities for ascertaining traffic flow requirements such as planning, approving, funding, construction, and or maintaining public facilities for such movement. So one of the primary function of the police officer is to control traffic, to mandate the traffic, though we have another agency for that, but one of the duty of a police officer, especially if you are in the area where highly urbanized area, so you are also going to perform this type of function. So kaning traffic. Next, vice control. So vice control refers to any immoral or habit, the indulgence of which leads to depravity, wickedness, and corruption of mind and body. So vice control is significant because of its persistence and continued presence in our society. So vice control always poses problems to law enforcement work due to its clandestine nature of the commission of the acts relating to vices. So vice control is one of the functions or the primary duty of a police officer. So they have to control vices because those vices may lead for that person to commit crime. And that, because of that vices, the person can commit crime and the community will be troubled. Diba? As the President Rodrigo Duterte is very vocal on his campaign about the drug war because he believes that drug or the consumption or the prohibition of drugs or the overuse of drugs may lead to commission of the crime. So, and this also states that law enforcement work due to clandestine nature. So this also poses problem to the police officer. How will they arrest those persons? How will they determine if that person is using drugs? So due to its clandestine nature. So what is clandestine? Meaning tago ba? Maglisod ang police officer to perpetrate them because of its clandestine nature. Tago ba siya? Tago. So what are the four most persistent and common forms of vices? So first, we have alcoholism. So the very common alcoholism. Drug addiction. So using prohibited drugs. Prostitution. You are fond of prostitutes, vagrancy, and any other forms of prostitution. Sex slave, forced labor, so gambling. So there are many kinds of gambling. We can, what are the kinds of gambling? Ano yung mga casino, mga braha, so yan na. That are the forms of vices. Next primary police duty of a police officer is juvenile control. So what is juvenile? Or what is juvenile control? Or juvenile delinquency is an antisocial behavior or act which differs from the normal model of set of laws and parameters, culture, custom, which society in broad spectrum does not conform. So what is juvenile? Juvenile are those child who does not reach the age of maturity, or that those ages that doesn't reach 18 or age that do not still reach 18 years old. So that is considered as juvenile. So juvenile delinquency also refers to youth behavior which is against norm and regulations of society, which is left unchecked would give rise to criminality. So samtang juvenile pa lang na siya, if his act is not corrected, so it can lead to deterioration of his mind when he reaches his adult stage. So tungod kay naanad na siya and wala siya badlunga, so there is a tendency that that person, when he reaches his mature age, he will likely to commit crime. So the successful prevention of juvenile delinquency requires efforts on the part of the entire society to ensure the harmonious development of adolescents with respect for and promotion of their personality from early childhood. So these police officers, in collaboration or in coordination with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, seeks to control juveniles who commits crime in the early stages. Okay? Next, investigation. So this is one of the most important or the most crucial part or the duty of a police officer. So refers to a collection of methods by which crimes are studied and criminals arrested. Defined as an art which deals with the identity and location of the offender and provides evidence of his guilt in a criminal proceeding. So the criminal investigator seeks to ascertain the motives methods, and identities of criminals and the identity of victims, and may also search for and interrogate witnesses. So, in this on this function, you have to gather evidences, you have to investigate the case, prosecute the case to the prosecutor's office, present evidences to the court. So that are the functions of an investigator or the function of an investigating body. So as an investigator, you should ascertain the motives why that person commits crime, why that person or what is the reason for that person why he commits crime or whatsoever. So there are many explanations on why people commit crime. It's either through his biological, through his psychological deficiencies, or through his environment. So there are many explanations why people behave in such a way that they will commit crime. So as an overview of your topic, so that we have the three elements of crime. We have the motive, the intent, and opportunity. So when one of the elements are present, there is no crime. So if one element is absent, so there is no crime. So if one of those three, kung wala si intent or wala si opportunity, there is no crime. So that is one of the crucial duty as a police officer when you are part of the investigating body. Next, we have police-community relations. So the objectives of police-community relation are to maintain and develop confidence and goodwill of the community for the police, to obtain public assistance and cooperation. So the police officer should maintain harmonious relationship to the community. Why do you think so? Because if there is a crime, or if there is a lawless violator who commits crime in the community, so asa man sila mangita or mogather of information? It is through the community. So vice versa lang na siya. The community needs the police officer, and the police officer needs the community para mapakita ang ilahang service that they are performing well in their job. So what would be the programs under police-community relations? First is Public Information Program. This evolves upon the concept of keeping members of society informed so that they will appreciate and understand the complexity of police work and the services rendered by our men in uniform. So, Public Information Program. It is made possible by personal media, mass media, which includes printed matters and audiovisual communication. So, the police officers inform the public that they have program like this, that they have achieved like this. So, one of the best way is to put some tarpaulins in the area. So, say for example, we are launching Oplan Balik Eskwela program. So, that is one of the methods that the police is involving the community in their program. Next, Public Relations Program. So, focused on building a good image for the police organization through actual performance without inefficiency and corruption. Its objective is to gain public support and win citizens' cooperation to accomplish police tasks. So, as the police officers, as men in uniform, so you should also commit to yourselves that you will not perform or commit corruption while you are in service. Because the people can also see that, and in order for you to earn respect from the community or from the people you are serving. Next, Civic Action Program. Attempts to impart to the members of the community that police officers are their friends and the partners as well as their defenders. So its activities includes rendering public assistance in cases of emergencies and calamities, police participation in community affairs, and the police efforts to prevent juvenile delinquency by means of actively engaging and participating in youth activities. So civic action programs. If ever your community is badly suffering from catastrophic calamities, so the police officers will help to perform or to conduct rescue operations. So that are the civic action programs implemented or performed by the police officers for the community relationship to the police officers. Next, mass communication program. It is designed to influence the opinions, attitudes, behavior, and emotions of the public in a manner that they will behave in accordance with the law. So, designed to influence the opinions, attitudes, behavior, law, and emotions in a public that they will behave in accordance with the law. So, as a police officer, you should also behave as a civilian but with national in character. Next, primary police duty is what we call the special police unit. So, modern police service regularly includes special units to handle special problems. In major cities, tactical units highly trained and well-equipped are available to quell riots called the Civil Disturbance Management System. So, these are special police units that is tasked to perform highly skilled task or problems. So, first is SWAT or the Special Weapons and Tactics. So, they are composed of highly trained personnel, trained and expert in assorted type of assault, pistols, and rifles who are tasked to give the final option of either surrender or die. So, once if one of the special function of a police officer is to be part of the special weapons and tactics team. So these are very highly trained personnel. So ilaha ang huling decision. It's either to let the suspect surrender or let the suspect die. Sila ang naay pinaka-last say because they already because they are more knowledgeable to perform the task, and they also know or they have trained that on what to do in cases of crisis management. So, next is bomb squads or explosives and ordnance teams. So, kanina sad ang bomb squad, so they are very highly trained personnel to dismantle a bomb. So, dili lang kay basta-basta nilang i-dismantle, but they are highly trained personnel that will dismantle a bomb. Okay? So, these special police units exercise maximum tolerance. Unsa man ang maximum tolerance? A policy that requires utmost restraint by law enforcers in the performance of their duties. So, say for example, the police officers are one of the barricaded forces because of the rally of the anti-opposition or the opposition rally team. So they are the barricaded barricaded persons. So if ever patience lang gyud and kanang giingon na tuog maximum tolerance. Dapat ang police officer must possess one of that quality, because you cannot afford to kill a person without valid reason unless if it's self-defense. Diba? Ang nagrally, unya ikaw, init kay kag ulo, or mubo ora imong pasensya, mapatay yun na nimo dayon kay ang mga rallyista gahi gyud sa lag ulo, musukol gyapon sa police officer. So, as part of the civil disturbance management team, you should exercise maximum tolerance. So, what are the SOPs or the standard operating procedure to be performed in cases like this? In cases of civil disturbance. So, what should be the appropriate procedure to perform in order for them or in order for you para dili ka malapas sa human rights? Okay? Next. One of the primary police function is non-criminal services. So, in most communities, about 60 to 70% of the time spent by police officers on operational activities is not crime-related. So, officers are called on to find missing persons and lost children and to deal with marital disputes and ambulance calls. This is very true to our province because Bohol is not as a crime-prone hotspot or crime hotspot that mostly taas kayo ang atong crime rate. So, dili man tayong ana. So, this police officers also performs non-criminal services. So, kung naay disputes, mag-away ang mag-asawa, gikulata ang asawa, so paiuban nga, pwede nga non-criminal services, so, mo-responde gyapon ang ato ang police officers because police are your protectors and your defenders from crime or oppression. Next, this another function of the police officer is police ko, teacher ko. So this police ko, teacher ko is only applicable before, wherein there are still no teachers from far-flung barangays or those highly crime-prone areas like Mindanao. Diba sa una ang Mindanao, hadlo kaayo. Wala pa kaayo teacher nga mga apply dito. So if you are a police officer who is eligible enough to teach or who has units in teaching, so pwede ka dito ma-assign. So this is called the police ko, teacher ko. But this is not already applicable in today's society because we have teachers now even the far-flung barangays. So, bisan pang isla na siya teacher. Okay? Next. Police Advisory and Liaison in Schools or PALS. The main goal of the program is crime prevention through child safety, responsible youth education in collaboration with education authorities in the area, promotion of the police as an accessible community officer, elimination of barriers between the youth and the police, investigation of offenses and enforcement of laws, and promotion of policing as a career. So, police advisory and liaison in school. So, they have to sell themselves that policing is a good career. Police officers is a good career. And hawaon sad ng gap that police officers is kanang kaaway gid siya panghadlok diba sa mga bata sa una. Hala og di ka matog, dakpon ka sa police. So while you are in school, so the police officers bridge that gap against you and the police officer in order again to involve you to the police community relation. So that is one of the main so that are the primary police duties performed by our police officers in their everyday duty. Round the clock, 24 hours. So if you need police officers to respond in your area, they are always available 24/7. So that ends our topic on the primary police duties, and I hope you have learned something out from our discussion, and see you for the next discussion.